right, market recap number 2. Looking at a little. If you don't know what that is, you don't know this guy, you should get my program. You can learn a lot from that brother. That brother's a monster. Okay, so this is going to be a 3-parter. So I'm going to go over some of these several times. As you can see, some of the names are in each column. So I'm going to start with what was triggered today. Triggered means what new trades were entered for today only. So number 1, Micron, MU. The 8674 put was triggered today. Triple M, also the 197.50 put was triggered. Triple M. Farfetch, the 45 put was triggered. Vuzi, the $14 put was triggered right here. DocuSign had a bad day. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's a good day for me, but a bad day. The $300 put was triggered way up here. You see where it fell. I mean, come on, that was a big fall. And Citibank, Citigroup actually. I think it's the same as the bank, but whatever. Their $68 call was triggered, and it popped up, as you can see. PACB, which is a Pacific Biosciences, they had a $25 put was triggered right there. And Space, also known as Virgin Galactic, to the moon. Shout out to Richard Branson, I think is the owner, and Chamath Palihapitiya. The $28 put was triggered right here, and it bounced up. So depending on where this is in the morning, this might fail, but there's plenty of time on it. You have at least till next Friday, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. And CB Chubb Limited triggered right at the close, right here. That was a 170 call triggered. Very expensive call, but as you can see in the aftermarket, it already hit the first target and it's headed toward the second target. And also PLAB, Phototronics. That one, 1250 put, triggered. And this is also a potential swing. I was testing the strat to see how to do on swing. So this was a potential swing for the short. I've never shorted before, so of course I didn't take it. But you could have shorted it at 1310 and just rode it down to here. Not a massive short, but a little bit of money. If you got a big bank, you made a lot more than that. And AES Corp, also at close, the $820, $25 call triggered right there to the upside. I don't think I've marked targets for this yet. Well, the weekly call is a target and also a new add-ons part for that trigger. But I don't know the numbers on this. Check back with me tomorrow. I'll be able to say what that did. Okay. So those are the triggered ones. So we got that one done. Now, what died today? Died is basically any trade that was already entered from the day before that either went down, as in like it went back to its original point to a break even, or it completely reversed to the other side. Like I said, some of these trades are on both lists. As you can see, the first 3 were the ones that triggered. So like I said, well, I didn't say it this time. This is a good reason why you should have a call and a put marked. You can see the call was right here. If I go to the 2-day, 2-hour chart, the call entry, $77 call, hit the first target right there, which was I think about 30% yesterday. But then today, as it gets here at the break, it just dies. I mean, it died hard. So if you would have held that call, I mean, you still had time on the call. So if you wanted to hold it the next week, you could. But if you have the bottom and the top marked, I would just say cut your losses on the top. Because you probably should have took profit right here anyway. So just keep this on your watch. But if you didn't take profit and you were holding it around break even and it dies in the morning at the open, just get out and just get into the put to recoup your losses. Because that was a pretty sizable put. The $74 put went from 120 to 240 at the bottom here. So that was 100% right there. So that's an example. I'll go into more detail on the profits in a moment. Triple M, 3M. You might know them as the guys that make the masks for everybody. They went crazy during the pandemic. Very top level company. But they also reversed. Right here, there was the target one around 10%. And up here was maybe 20%. Not sure, never hit it. And as you can see in the opening, they had earnings today, I think. It popped up to a whole new target. But pre-market, you don't get to take advantage of that. And of course, normally after earnings, people take profits. And this joker died. Look at that. Look at that candle. Look at that. It went from here, which was right at the bottom of the previous open, to all the way down here. Bruh. Crazy fall. Look at that. It went from a 197.50 put for 220. And it just fell. I couldn't even track the percentages because it happened so fast. So all I can say is it hit several levels. And I'll go into more detail on that in a second, but man, crazy. Farfetch. FTCH did the same thing. It died yesterday. Here's a 2-hour chart. Yesterday it almost triggered the 270 call. I mean $50 call for $2.70. It didn't go much higher than that. You could have entered that here at the tap, but more than likely it was like a false tap, so you probably didn't really, if you didn't enter that, that was a good call. But if you did, you lost, but then you get a chance to get it back right here when it triggered the $45 put. And as you can see, that fell beautifully as well. Farfetch. Next up, American Airlines also died. At the open, it popped. I think it closed right here the day before. Let me see on a 2-hour chart. Yeah, right here, it closed right here, right at 35%. So it closed there, and now it's dead. And it might come back. There's still time on it. But, 35% was a good profit margin, so you should have took that. If you didn't, well, that's the name of the game. STX. STX was a beautiful runner from yesterday. STX went all the way up to 115% right here. Then it died in the morning, and it fell all the way down through its previous targets. So even now, it's probably still up a few points. But, it was up 115%. Let me show you right there. That's where it was. Now, it might be at 10, maybe 20%. I mean, you're still good, but you just lost 80% profit. So, that wasn't smart to hold it there. I've made those mistakes countless times, so, I'm happy to be learning this to have a better indicator of when to get out, so I don't get caught up in stuff like that. MPLX also died yesterday. 820 call triggered. It hit the first target right at the close, which was the exit point, apparently, because it also popped in the morning. This is a 2-hour bar, so this is 2 hours right here. So you have plenty of time to get out of that target, and even a little bit of time here before it died. Next day, it popped up to the second target, pre-market, and then Dunzo. So this one's probably not even down 20%, maybe down 5 or 6%. But, yeah, that's still down. GE, General Electric. That one triggered this morning, I think. No, actually, I think it triggered yesterday. Let me go to the 2-hour here. Yeah, right there. It triggered right here. And then at market open, it hit a brand new price target, level 5. and even higher than that. So if you really timed it right, you got a nice maybe 50%er out of it, and then of course that died, and that was around maybe 5-6%. It was a slow mover, so you didn't get too much there. And last but not least, Citigroup. Citigroup triggered $68 call right here. See it, marked it, and it popped up to here. There's a profit taking zone, and then it died. But now it's back, so it might do something tomorrow. So we'll be on the lookout for that tomorrow. And also a couple swings were triggered. DPW potentially triggered right here at 245 for entry for a swing for 20% or more, with a stop loss at 220. As you see, it died a little bit, but it did not hit our stop loss right here. So even if you was in this, you was down, 9%, 9%. I only do 10% stop loss on swings because they move so little. That a little bit, but as you can see, it's back up, and now it closed at 230, and in aftermarket 238. So you're only down $7, or 7 cents a share, as opposed to almost 25. And CBLI also was a swing trigger at 485. There's another swing I'm looking at, testing out, and it went up to 510. So that's about 3 or 4%. But of course, swings are longer term, so you got more time on that. So those are those that died. And last but not least, those that hit the targets or new high. Visa. Beautiful Visa. Visa hit all-time highs today at 252.67. Now I was looking at right there, you see a 245 call, which expires this Friday. This is a call from last week that triggered and was up decently, but still holding strong. For 365 was the price. That call went all the way up here to 135%. So Visa hit 135%, and as you can see, it died a little bit. But even now, it's still around 90 to 100%. I've marked that here. It's still around 100% at close, so it could go to 150, maybe 200 by Friday. But more than likely, you should have got out by now. I mean, don't be greedy over another couple dollars. Micron, like I said, Micron triggered the downside put. $74 put, $1.20. It went to $2.40. So that was 100% return on Micron falling, and now it's bouncing back up. So you might be able to re-enter a call later on this week to ride it back up. The market was down in general today in the morning. So a lot of these puts happen because of that. When the market falls, everything's falling together, so things just follow each other. I mean, look at what happened with Activision, Take-Two, and EA. Crazy. I'm going to cover that in a second. I wasn't watching that, but it's just crazy what happened. And it's showing you how stocks are connected. But yeah, 3M, like I said, 3M reversed and triggered a downside put at 197.50 for 220. And I don't know the price it hit because it happened so fast. But it hit all the way down here to the fourth price target. So I'm going to assume that was probably 100% or more. Maybe more than that because it happened so fast. It might have been 300%. Who knows? Farfetch, like I said, hit the $45 put at 212 and went all the way to 292 for 38%. That's right here. So it went a little higher than that. It might have hit maybe 45%. But the price target was at 38% for the bottom one. Vuzi hit the what was that? A $14 put at 120 was the price. The trigger point was 1470. At 120 was the price. Went all the way down here to 155. So that's 30%. But as you can see, it went a little bit lower than that. So I'm going to say that was maybe 40, 45% at bottoms, if you would have caught that. DocuSign. DocuSign was a beautiful, beautiful death on DocuSign. My hand getting tired. I'm halfway. I'm almost done. DocuSign was a beautiful death. $300 put right there. Triggered a very expensive put. $615 for this put. But as you can see, DocuSign fell quite a bit. All the way down here. And so that was at least 40% at this point. So down here, that might have been 60%, I'm going to say. So, I mean, 60% on $600, that's like $350, $400. Well, actually, no, 60% is literally $360. But, you know, you got to account for the overages. So, that's a nice little chunk of change right there for a slow mover. And this got plenty of time on it, too. And it's already back to 40%. So, it might drop to 100% by the end of the week. We'll see. GE, General Electric. Like I said, it triggered yesterday, and at the top, right up here, it was at 33% profit. Maybe a little higher, maybe 35, 40% right up here, but you know, you can't catch everything. And yeah, that one's for General Electric. It was a $8.20, $13 call. See, this one has more time on it. You got to the 20th of August. So you could have took your profits there, loaded up some more here, and rolled it back up again to see what's going to happen next, because it's got, you know, almost a month. Citigroup, $68 call was triggered, 95 cents. It went up here to 115, 21%. Went a little bit higher, so I'm going to say 25, 26% maybe up here. That was a good hit. PACB, Pacific Biosciences. $29 put, $8.20. It was a monthly. $8.20 put was triggered, and it went all the way down. Beautifully bounced. I mean, look at that. Hit that right there. Bounced up, fell a little bit, almost hit another target. You see, it was just resting right there for a bit. So you had plenty of time to take it at 44%, and it might have went to maybe 50% right here. I mean, you see how close it is to the next price target. But you got at least 44% up out of there. And now it's coming back up again, back to the entry. So you might be able to reload up, or it's going to die in the opposite direction. PLAB, Photronics. Photronics, $15 put, not 15, $12.50 put, or a short. This is actually more of a short, because the put didn't really do nothing. It went up like 10%. So a short would have been an entry at $13.10, and it went all the way down to first price target at $12.88, and then down here at its bottom, it was $12.77. So that's 33 cents a share, which is a 3% swing on short side, which isn't much. But if you had 1,000 shares, you know, $330, 10,000 shares, 3,300. I mean, you're putting up, you know, 12 racks, but when you can market it, it doesn't seem like that crazy of an ask to put up 12 racks to make a few hundred, because you know what's about to happen. You know, there's still time on this. This could go even further later on. And those are the new target hits. So yeah. Today was impressive. I think I covered everything, yeah. So this thing is almost 20 minutes long. If you want to learn from the people I learned from, you can get my stock course. Let me pull that up real quick. You can get my stock courses on Gumroad. Is it loading up? No, wait a second. Yeah, a second. Technology slow. While I'm loading that up, yeah, you can learn from the people I'm learning from. I'm self-taught. I haven't taken any official trades yet. I'm practicing, but so far I'm getting good progress with this new strategy I'm working on called the Strat. You can learn about the Strat. You can just go on YouTube and look up the Strat. But if you want a little more info on more particulars about that, I suggest you get this sucker right here. Stock market playlist, 30 resources for $30. You want to learn the stock market but don't know where to start? Try this collection of 30 top level resources for all markets. I cover everything: OTC, penny stocks, options, futures, swing trading, day trading, forex, crypto's even in here. It took me a year to get this information. You can do it yourself or invest $30 and jump the line. It's up to you. But yeah, then I'm gonna do a little charting. This is the hard part after the day. After you done did all this working and stuff, you have to prepare for the next day. So I'm gonna spend maybe an hour looking up some charts through my scanners to see what I can find for tomorrow. So another successful day. I'm gonna call this round 2. I'm gonna keep doing this for the rest of the month. It's July right now. Keep doing this for the rest of the month, and then next month I'm gonna take this bull by the horns and let's see some changes happen. So I think that covers everything. Yeah, that's everything. So y'all have a good night or evening or whatever. Make sure you stay hydrated. Oh yeah, Pfizer. I forgot about Pfizer. Went dummy. Oh, let me cover this real quick. This is a good example of why. That's a 2-day, 2-hour. I didn't trigger? Okay. Well, never mind. I can't show this one right now. I didn't mark it. Wait, no, yes, I did. I did mark it. It just jumped so high I can't show it. I'm going to do a little further out with this one. Let's do 30-day, 1 hour. Okay. This is Pfizer. Right here was a put on Pfizer. And it went down here about, say about 10, 15%. And it came back up in reverse. And then the next day, look at that. It hit the call. This is a super call. That's a term I'm starting. I'm sure someone else probably already got it. But a super call or a super put is where the weekly and the daily entry are pretty much the same point. So that lets you know that's a double trigger, so it's probably going to go crazy. And as you can see, boom, hit that and shot straight up. I mean, that was pretty much a high for the next following 2 days. It hit this point, next day didn't get close, next day didn't get close. Third day, finally broke that point. And it's been going high ever since. Look at that. No idea how much a percentage run this is. No idea whatsoever. I don't even know what the call was. I didn't set a strike price for the call because I wasn't watching it. This was like one of the first days I was testing the strat. So I didn't plan it all the way through for this to happen. But I'm going to assume this is a 500 to 1,000% right here. Just crazy. Same thing with Triple M. Like I said earlier. It did that, hit the top, and reversed. Crazy. JD. JD was a stock I was looking at. One of the first stocks I looked at, actually. One of my first strats that hit. So right here, it was a $74 call entry right here for expiration this Friday. At the time, it was next Friday because it was last week for the Friday the 23rd. So this is a week old. Hit that. Hit the first target. Let me zoom in there. Hit the first target at 25%. Second target at 53%. And almost hit the third target. So I'm going to say that was probably 65, 70%. But as you can see, after it hit that, it came back, stayed there. You could have held it or took your money. Because that's the price target to get out. Held it. And the next day, look at that gap down. Boom. Oh, what's going on? Your call opens down. So imagine that. Yesterday you were up 53%. The next day you down 10% or more. That's crazy. You lost 60% overnight because whatever. I don't even know what happened. So that happens, and then you get out. So then the $72 put was triggered right here. Get in the put, it failed, bounced up, and died. Look at that. Look at that. Let me zoom out. Get you the full effect. Failed, bounced up, and boom, death. Falling again. All the way down here. Look at all that. That's from 72.67 was the entry, all the way down to 61. That's an $11 fall. That would have been an epic short. This is an expensive stock, so obviously I wasn't looking at it the short. But that put is also, I don't know how much that was. That might have been daggone another 1,000% right there. And of course, Micron was up about 30%. Then it fell to the other side for 100% on the other side. So I mean, definitely do your homework and learn about this stuff. Because I'm a rookie. I'm not the best person. I know at this by a long shot, and I am finding some gems. I mean, look at that. Look at all these triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 triggered. More like 13 actually. Because there's some swings I didn't write in there. All them triggering. Look at these hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hits. Make sure. 10. Yeah. 10 hits. 11, 12 triggers. I mean, this is a crazy success rate right here. And I don't even know what I'm doing all the way yet. Oh, real quick. Let me give y'all some info on something that's happening right now that's crazy. So, Activision. What's up? Gotta have something to write on. Activision is currently going through a lawsuit. Apparently, they're very gender biased or something like that. You know, these new words. I don't know. I ain't gonna get into all that about, you know, labels and stuff. But from a stock perspective, whew. Let me go, matter of fact, let me just supersize this screen so I can just have one chart. Let's do the 2-day, 2-hour. Right here, Activision was going up actually. 91.73 was the high. I guess right here at the open, yesterday was when the news started. And boy, it went down a bit. But today, wow. Crazy. Crazy fall. That's from 90 to 84 to 81.56. Crazy fall. So they're being sued for being like a frat boy culture or something like that. And apparently a majority of the staffers are going to walk out of the company tomorrow in protest. So this ain't over. But let me show you something. You see that, right? Activision. Oh, wait a second, that's the wrong one. Let me do it like this. ATVI. So that's Activision, right? Do the 2-day, 2-hour. Let me show you something. Let's go. And you know any other companies that do video games besides Activision? How about Take-Two Interactive? You see something? Notice something? You see that? They ain't got no lawsuits at Take-Two. They don't have anything to do with that. But they also fell from 173 to 164. They also had a $9 fall for no reason. They're connected to Activision because they're in the gaming space. You know who else is in the gaming space? EA Sports. It's in the game. EA Sports also, they don't have a lawsuit or anything. Nothing's wrong with EA Sports. EA Sports is doing fine. They're working on the next Madden, the 2K or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah. Right there. 145 to 140. They went down $5, not as much. They got affected. Oh, it ain't over here. Let me show you one more. There's an ETF. If you don't know what that is, Google it. ETF. Esports. You know, they're trying to make playing video games like a real sport now. You know, people like Ninja and all that started all that. So right here, esports, they don't have a lawsuit either. $69 a couple days ago, all the way down to $64.45. So they also been hit. Let me show you in a snapshot. All four of these companies got hit, but the only one that really matters is this one, because Activision is hurt, Take-Two is hurt, EA is hurt, esports is hurt. That shows you connections. Another thing that'll be connected, watch the banks. Matter of fact, let me show you that. I'm gonna show you Citigroup, Bank of America, JP Morgan, and let's do Wells Fargo. See those similarities? These charts mimic each other. However, let me change Citigroup. Let's put in Goldman Sachs. Look at that. These charts are very similar. Look at that one. This is JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. You see that? Goldman Sachs. They're all connected. This is something you can learn. Like I said, get that course. It's only 30 bones. And it's, I think it's worth it, but of course, because I made it. But, you know, teach yourself, learn. Join the journey. Trust the process. You get better day by day. I started learning this stuff October of last year. I'm not even a year in yet. And I'm sure some of you guys are like, man, this guy's a genius. I am nowhere near it. I've already had people offer to give me money to trade for them. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm practicing. Now, once I can show you that what I'm doing is profitable, once I can show you how I can grow 1,000 to 100,000, once I do that a couple times, then I might take somebody's money. But until then, nah. All right, so this is a 30-minute video. I'm putting this on YouTube. I have to. This is too long for Instagram. So look out for my YouTube channel starting pretty much today. So yeah, signing off. Study.